Out of Tune Friday morning, everybody.
Wow.
I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran. How do you know? Yearly physicals for NFL stuff the last couple of days. You know, got 3 Super Bowls with your Dallas Cowboys. Folks, he survived his NFL poking and prodding, I hope, because he's here. Dale Hillistray, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. It's good to know that you leave for a couple days and nothing changes around
Nothing.
here. Nothing.
Yesterday, I was like, man, it's quieter in here. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, until Lou got here, right?
Until Lou got here.
Yeah.
First
Okay.
hour, I was like, man, it's quiet in here.
Okay. Lou come in late? Usually he comes in when...
No, Lou's trying to get back into his house that he's having remodeled.
Oh.
So, I mean, it was funny. He got here like 8:35, 8:40, and he was just on his phone, up and down the hallway outside. there on his
Really?
phone. Comes back in, and he's dealing with work stuff, and then he's on the phone again. Even during breaks, he's like calling his wife, hey, near the house? They're delivering the stove right now, the range right now.
The important stuff.
So he was dealing with all that. It was just like chaotic. And then the cameras would come on, and he'd be all just normal and then just break again. And just it was so great to watch. I was like, you're stressing me out with all this, man.
Yeah, that remodeling house stuff. Boy, oh boy.
Especially with the holidays coming up because, he does the big cooking. He talks about it all the time. He just wants to get into that new kitchen and all of that stuff and stop the moving back and forth. And, he told the story. He had to go to a funeral last week, and he told the story. Like, he doesn't even have a suit. It's all at the house, and he doesn't even have a suit or anything. So he had to go to Omaha, Nebraska without all of his winter stuff.
Oh.
In the middle of winter.
Well, and you kind of know, okay, the holidays come up. If my stuff doesn't get in this weekend,
yeah, well, that's the problem.
Then all of a sudden they'll be, we're going to be another week.
Yeah, they're trying to get that certificate of occupancy or whatever it is, so they can move back into the house. And that's the thing. The city people are probably going to take some time off here.
Oh,
what are their holidays? The inspectors. So that's the stress.
You know that.
Like one of the breaks, man. He called his wife immediately. The music hit. Mike's silence. Hey, you by the house?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I'm like 10 minutes away. He's like, all right, the range is being delivered. We need to get it there. Tell him to put it in this spot. Well, he's just talking, and then he's like, I gotta go. Bye. And you click, and then the mics come back on. And I was just like, wow. It's like poetry. It's so great to watch.
Well, what did I miss around here, Steve?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing at all. It's
No?
calm, relax.
Yeah.
Holidays are coming up on us.
I think you like it when I'm gone. I think that you kind of like the show to yourself.
It's gives me a flashback to the old days.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Okay.
The best part is because I'm not comfortable. I'm not used to doing it by myself like I used to be. So now when I have to do it by myself, I'm kind of like, oh man, I don't know if I have enough stuff. and then the hour flies by, and then I'm like, man, I didn't even touch on half of what I have here.
What did I miss while I was gone, though? Anything with your car? Anything?
No,
you get mad at anybody? Anything at school?
Were you here when somebody hit my car? When I talked about that?
Oh, you did touch on it, but you didn't.
I don't know what happened. I have some of my moldings missing on my passenger side rear tire. So today I'm going to delve into that a little bit this afternoon. So those of you that know the story, Classic Collision, Queen Creek, ripped me off. Just flat out ripped me off.
But this is on a different car.
This is a different car.
Okay.
But so for my other car that's in the shop right now,
when you have multiple cars as a single guy, know.
I got kids too.
Yeah, but nobody's driving the one that's in the collision.
Well, no, I wanted to sell it. And then, because it's got 160,000 miles on it, my daughter turns 15 tomorrow. Happy birthday tomorrow to Ireland. So, I mean, she's going to be trying to get a permit here in 6 months, which means I'm going to have to get her a car. But I don't want her to drive that's too much bad voodoo on that. I'm not doing that to her. So we're going to unload that, and I'll buy it, and I'll look for a deal for another one someplace. So as good of a deal as you can get. Type of a thing. I got 6 months or, a year technically to do it since she has her permit. She'll get a permit. But, so that's tomorrow, my daughter's birthday, Ireland. So everybody, happy birthday to Ireland out there.
Happy birthday.
15. But so, they ripped me out. They had me do all this extra stuff. You know what I found out? Classic Collision does mechanical work. They might not do it themselves, but they work with a shop that does mechanical work. So why did they tell me to have the Ford place look over my car?
Oh, that's interesting.
I think they did it because they didn't want to bill the insurance company for it. They wanted me to pay for it and ask for reimbursement as opposed to them doing it. So anyway, I haven't addressed that the insurance company, State Farm, swell to work with, if you catch my sarcasm. They denied the claim. So now I'm like, well, I'm out $300 based off your recommendation. They won't let me. Joe, almighty Joe, won't let me talk to Pam to find out. Hey, Pam, because she used to work. She's the one that recommended it, told me the process to go through. Mm-hmm. And I'm not allowed to talk to Pam anymore because Joe's an a-hole. So I'm not allowed to talk to Pam anymore. So they've ripped me off at this point, as far as I'm concerned. And if they're doing it to me, they're doing it to other people. Fine, whatever. So I haven't addressed that yet. So I think I'm going to make that call today and address that with the thing. And if he doesn't basically give me my money back, I'm going to go through the corporate office and go with that. And just tell them, hey, I'm not looking for anything in return. I'm just going to tell you what your offices did and everything. And I'm going to make it very clear it's costing them future business because I have another car I got to take into a body shop. And it's contingent on how they treat me when their Queen Creek location flat out has ripped me off. Flat out has ripped me off.
I got to tell you,
into that.
You were on my mind Wednesday morning because I drove myself to the airport. I parked. I was only to be gone for basically a day. And, I probably pulled in 3, 4, 5 times to try and get it perfect between
straight.
the white lines and all that. Because I'm like, 99% of the time, I never walk on the passenger side of my car.
Yeah.
And so, does. That whole thing could have been door dinged, dented, whatever, car scraped the line. I would never know.
Yeah.
Until you said that somebody told you or whatever.
Yeah, some old lady at the bank was like, "Yeah, you probably know, but you got some issues back here." And I was like, "Whatever." "Oh, I know, lady. I know."
Oh, aren't you cute, old lady?
Yeah, I know. Literally, I drove like half a mile down the road and was like, "Wait, what's she talking about?" So I pulled over to the Circle K and looked, and I was all, "What the?" Yeah, and I'm very conscious. I turn on the camera in my car to make sure I'm straight in the parking lot. Yeah. I do everywhere I go. But I had that issue when the car was less than a month old. I was at Desert Ridge for a football game, and I come out, and my driver's side had this red streak from the back to the front. Looked like a car just, it buffed out. It wasn't, but it looks like a car pulling into the spot, just scraped along my car the whole way.
And then went parked somewhere else.
And went parked somewhere because there wasn't a red car parked next to me when I came out. Yeah, so you got to be careful on that. So that's what we do here, Dale, is we give the public service to everybody at home.
Yes.
But I'm okay using this classic collision Chandler plan. I mean, they treat me like a king. To be fair, this is how I was treated at Queen Creek before Joe decided to get involved in stuff he doesn't know about as the GM and decided to pull an attitude and all that stuff. And so they're treating me at the Chandler location like they've always treated me. That's why I keep going back there. But I'm to the point now where I'm like, you know what? You're just not going to make any more money on me unless you make this ripoff where you sent me to someplace else. And I have no doubt about it. That is 100% why they didn't want my car. It's 100% why Joe acted that way was because they got caught trying to rip me off. And that's why they acted that way. That's why they refused to bring the car in. That's why they refused to look at the paperwork. That's why they refused to get involved. And that's why Joe refuses to let me talk to anybody there. Joe knows he ripped me off. And he knows that I know he ripped me off. And so that's why he doesn't want to do it. 100% convinced. There's no other reason for Joe to be a complete douche other than him being a douche. There's no other reason for him being this way towards somebody who goes to a shop all the time, refusing to fix that light. Here's the best part of it. Speaking of classic collision, here's the ripoff that insurance fraud that classic collision does. So they put the wrong light in, right? And Joe's like, it's pitted. We don't fix pitted lights. No, you stupid idiot. The light isn't the same, right? They billed my insurance company, and the insurance company paid them to replace that light that they put in wrong the first time. So they get paid to fix the light that they did wrong. Is that not insurance fraud? Just out of curiosity. I don't even know.
Well, so you had that, but make sure that you clarify that there's multiple collision
Well, no,
truck.
the Chandler location has billed State Farm for a light that Classic Collision put in wrong. So
Okay.
they're getting paid to put a new light in that they did wrong in the first place. I don't know. Maybe it's industry standard you do that.
But you're getting treated better by this other.
Well, no, this is how I was treated at Queen Creek
Right.
until Joe's lazy and doesn't want to do his job properly, and Joe wants to have an attitude about everything. And they got caught ripping me out. They got caught. They obviously realized I knew something was up, and then Joe decided to act like a baby over there. Joe Decker decided to be a baby over there.
Oh, now we're even going with last name, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Joe. Your company's selling you out here, buddy. I've heard a lot about you, Joe, from your company. Just so you know. I'm still doing my review. I'm doing this whole review thing. I'm getting all the facts first. So we're presentable and all that stuff like that. So anyway, that's what I'm going to deal with today. Is I'm going to make that phone call and talk to the guy that's over all the Arizona stuff. That's been that worked with me at the beginning, and I'm just going to flat out tell him this is why I wanted to speak to Pam, because she referred me to stuff and told me how to do it, and I need to clarify some things to her. But now, since Joe refuses to let me talk to Pam to get more clarification on how I get this approved, guys have ripped me off. Either you make this right and I get my money back, or I need to talk to somebody in your corporate office to let them know what you guys have done, and I'll file more complaints. I've already filed a bunch of complaints on Queen. I'll file more complaints. That and my car goes someplace else, and then they're essentially losing business. They might not care, and I don't care if they don't care, but I feel like the corporate office needs to know that Joe Decker is a thief at Queen Creek Collision, Classic Collision, Queen Creek, and Pam,
Steve McCollum,
and the other girl. Yeah, go ahead, sue me. I'd love to go to court on this. Sue me. Let's go to court. Let's go to court, buddy. I'd love to take you to court on this. The facts are on my side, Tiger. How was your day, Joe? I mean, Dale. Joe. I'm out now. I got Joe on my mind. No, but I'm serious. That's what I'm dealing with today. I know I'm acting it up because it's Thursday, or it's Friday, but that's I'm gonna deal with it today. And worst case, I already got another body shop that was referred to me.
Okay.
So I don't care. I don't give a crap. Just you're gonna stop ripping off old ladies and old guys like me.
Everything went smooth for me, Steve. Traveling was good.
No weather into Fresno.
No. Although they said, I've never been to Fresno. I still couldn't pick it out on a map. And it's funny because, like, when I used to do NFL Europe, I was thinking about this. Like, I do games in Amsterdam. I do games in Barcelona. And if you gave me a blank map,
you just go where the plane takes you.
They could drop me off in Denmark or something. And, where's the stadium? Or
Amsterdam. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Fresno, middle of the desert.
Middle of the desert, but they said that Wednesday when I got in, as usually is the case, the first day of sunshine in Fresno in 2 weeks.
Well, Dale was there.
I said sunshine has a way of following me around.
So here's my question I got. You get off the plane, you go to wherever you're going, you go to the doctor's office or whatever, and you walk in. Is it just a waiting room full of like old NFL players just sitting there waiting for their turn, or what's the deal here?
No.
They treat you better than that.
I'll tell you off there what it's about. But
I'm just asking. Like you walk in there, and I just envision like all these guys, all these retired NFL guys are just sitting in chairs waiting to be called.
No, there's me. There was one other guy there right after me. It's a specialist that we're seeing.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that side of it, but that was my vision. You walk in like Tony Dorsett's there, Dickerson's there, James is. Everybody's just lined up, just sitting in these uncomfortable lawn chairs in the lobby waiting for their name to be called.
Let's all take pictures.
Yeah, and the nurse comes out and it's all like, Dickerson? He's like, all right, guys, I got to go. And he walks back there. That's just my vision. That was my stupid vision of what happens.
No,
so good. Went well. You're
everything
healthy?
Went well. All my
good?
Ubers worked out. Again, they could take you anywhere.
They can go roundabout like they do in Vegas. Yeah.
But nowadays with Uber, it's like, you can literally sit there and watch where they're
him
going.
drive. Yeah, but if you don't know the city, you don't know if he's taking the right route or, oh, there's an accident over here. I got to go this roundabout way, and you're like, why are we going towards Sacramento? We need to go the other way. Beautiful Fresno.
I guess I haven't been jerked around with quite as much as you have, Steve.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't care. I just get in the Uber and drive. I don't care. Let me see your city. Vegas is different though, because you don't drive down the strip in Vegas. If you know anything about Vegas,
Right.
You go around. You go to the freeway. You cut up. You get off, and you go around. But they always I was with Autumn one time, and she didn't know this, and we're in the Uber, and I recognize we were going the wrong way. I'm very familiar with Vegas, family up there, whatever. And I'm like, we're going completely out of our way here. I mean, I'm just thinking it. And then I realized why, because they were going by, a dispensary and everything. Because Uber drivers there, you go into a dispensary, you buy something, they get cash on the spot for taking people there. So I told that to Otto. So we got out of the car, and I was like, yeah, they have to drive by the dispensaries just in case you want to stop in there. Because they get a little money for dropping you, for waiting for you there.
So what did you and Autumn get?
Nothing. Oh my God, this is me sober. Could you imagine me on weed? Holy moly, how paranoid would I'm paranoid already, Dale. So that's it. But glad your trip went well.
Yep, trip went well. I noticed there were some things that went on here in the valley, and
Oh, like what?
actually got to watch a little bit of the UCLA
Arizona
State basketball game the other night.
Oh, you're in Fresno. You probably had that all over the TVs there.
And got to see Bobby was still in there in the second half.
Survived. No
Yeah.
Coach Irv this time.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him Coach Irv like I know him. And everything. They struggled at the beginning. I said it yesterday. Arizona State's men basketball, they're very similar to the Suns. Fun to watch. They're going to lose games, but they're going to be fun to watch. You should be watching them. They're great to watch, even if they lose. But they dug a hole so deep before that in that first half of that UCLA game, they just couldn't get out of it. But ASU is going to be one of those teams that's going to beat the bottom tier teams, and they're going to struggle against the UCLAs. It was 25th, I think, when they played them.
Right.
They're going to struggle against them, the Houstons, the Texas Techs, the Iowa States, the Arizonas. They'll struggle against the top tier teams. But they're good enough that they'll beat the middle to bottom tier teams for the rest of the season. And I think that game just kind of reiterated it to me a little bit more.
Wow, and then you got the women's team. They're still undefeated.
12-0? Going into conference play.
Yeah.
The first conference games this weekend for them. Molly Miller. Now, they're not going to run the tables over.
No,
They're the first team in a long time that isn't ranked undefeated, by the way. In a big
they're still not ranked.
They had a couple votes.
Okay.
Their schedule, to be fair, their schedule has been a little weak. The interesting thing is, remember, she left Grand Canyon, and she took Grand Canyon to the NCAA tournament last year, all that stuff, and she left the Grand Canyon. And your buddy over there, Mueller, ran his mouth about, oh, she interviews after every year, and we want somebody that wants to be here, blah, blah. They've won one game this year, DCU. I don't know if they played last night, but as of 2 days ago, 1 win on the season, 1-10 on the season. Yeah, maybe.
Different conference.
Maybe you should have paid to keep your coach there.
Different conference.
Just saying, keep the coach there. Yeah, so that was fun. I'm trying to think what else happened. I'm just totally out of it today. I don't know.
Well, it was the middle of the week. I know the Suns didn't play.
I
Till
did.
last night.
I did declare that as well. Like when I was in the corporate world, I used to take Fridays off. I'd have 3-day weekends. My last 6 months there, vacation or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is great. 3-day weekends. This is awesome. And I'd work Friday morning for a couple hours, and then just take the rest of the day off. No. I did it wrong. You should work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays off, Thursday, Friday. Because, oh, dear God, it felt like you came off a weekend yesterday and feels like a Friday. And I'm like, oh, my God, we should do that more often.
Right.
We should work that into we should be like Howard Stern. We're going to work that into our summer
Maybe in the
schedule.
summertime.
Yeah, when sports are diminished. Maybe June and July. Maybe we'll have to look into that Wednesdays off kind of a deal. It was fantastic to deal with on that. I mean, the other thing that happened is, with Ireland's birthday coming up, and I'm in the Queen Creek district. I'm very familiar with the 3 major high schools there. I'm very familiar with the administration of Eastmark High School.
Oh,
and not a fan. There's a reason my kids don't go to the high school a mile from my house.
is Eastmark a?
It's 4A this year.
I know, but is it a? Well, what's that called? A kind of like a ALA.
No. It's Queen Creek High School. It's Queen Creek.
It's a
District.
public school.
Yeah, it's public school. Yeah.
Not charter. Okay.
No. Queen Creek Unified School District, along with Queen Creek High School. Their softball team is going to be amazing this year there at Eastmark. Queen Creek High School softball team's always amazing and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you're sitting there and they go through administrators. Ethan went there for like a year and a half, and we ended up moving him up to Queen Creek High School because they just were terrible. Now, to be fair, the people that were terrible at that time as the administrators, they aren't there anymore. They're not with the district anymore, and they've moved on. But they go through principals like Candy there at Eastmark, and the new school. They've had problems in the community with kids and stuff over the years. Their short life there at Eastmark. And this is where Dixon came from Hamilton. Before he went to Hamilton,
Okay.
he coached there and won a 3A championship there at Eastmark as well early in their career and stuff like that. And then of course he left, went to Hamilton, and now Jason Lyons takes over. It was 11-11 over 2 years. But the administration yesterday did what I absolutely despise administrations doing. We just talked about it with Skyline as well. This guy was respected by the players. And rumor has it, parents went to the administrators. That's not rumors, I'll just tell you. Parents went to the administrators and complained about him. Their kid not playing, stuff like that. And the administration went to him and they said, we're moving in a different direction. And you have no say in it. And you can't say goodbye to the team. See you later. No, and I understand. You do that like Chrisman High School when my daughter went there before we moved her to Queen Creek High School. Their football coach last year got walked off campus.
By authorities?
By everybody. And
that's different.
Well, yeah, because he was doing things you can't do as a head coach. Nothing like giving vapes to kids, stuff like that. Like you can't do that. Ooh. That you should be escorted off without being allowed to talk to anybody.
Yes.
But if you're just letting somebody go, you give them the right to talk to the kids. The Eastmark quarterback kid went to Twitter and was like, "You're the best coach I've ever had. Appreciate everything you've done," and all that stuff. It's not a good look by this administration. And if you know anything about Queen Creek Unified School District, the superintendent is straight up garbage, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of his at all, and everything to that effect. So I'm not surprised. And Eastmark's had its problems with people and the way they work and so. But it is just absolute cowardly to tell a coach he's done and not tell him why, not sit down with him and say, no, I'm going off of the coach's side and what I've heard from other people. Maybe they just sit down with them and there's lies on that. But you should address that instead of not calling back people who have questions about why you're letting a respected coach go from your school with this stuff. It's cowardly. These administrators constantly say to parents, I know because I've been here, folks, especially at Eastmark with different administrators there, oh, we have to do this by the kids. We're teaching the kids. I'm sick and tired of administrators preaching to everybody, well, you got to do this and you got to do this the right way. You got to do this the right way. And then not doing it the right way back. You're teaching our kids. And you guys are cowards and won't sit down with the head coach and allow him to address the team. If you're moving on with him, move away from him. You're high school coaches. You get fired all the time. You go into that. You make $4,000 a year or whatever, $5,000 a year. And it's a year-long project now. It's not like the old days where you just showed up for football practice. You're doing all the other stuff out there and things. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of administrators being cowards and not handling things properly while you're teaching our kids you're supposed to be getting our kids ready to go into the real world, and we're entrusting you with that as a principal, as an athletic director, and as teachers. And when it's exposed that you're failing the kids by acting this way, it's garbage. It is absolute garbage what's happening out there. The second time now in 2 weeks, we've had a coach be dismissed, and they're like, oh, it's garbage, Dale.
I don't know anything about it, so I will keep my opinions to myself. But it does seem like.
But as a minimum, well, here's the other thing: you don't fire high school head coaches right now. Should have already been done. Now, could this be a situation like Desert Ridge? The Desert Ridge just hired, Miles Smith. Lovie Smith's the assistant coach. Maybe he's fine. But don't you owe it to the guy? Why can't you let him say goodbye to the kids? Unless he's done something to like break a law or, like the Ohio football coach who, had a relationship with a student, and you're not allowed to do that, folks. I don't care what excuses you have. Check their student ID before you start dating them, coach.
Oh, did he say he didn't know?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, he said he broke it off as soon as he found out she was a student.
Oh.
What, her backpack didn't give it away? when you visit her in her dorm room, didn't give it away? I'm being facetious. I don't know that side of the story.
Her Charlie Brown lunchbox?
No, she's over 18. Let's not go that far. But, yeah, it's just, I don't get it, man. You expect all these people to do it and stuff like that for admins to be cowardly this way towards people. When you let people go, you have sit them down, talk to them. If they don't want to hear it, they don't want to hear it. Especially in this situation where he's got a relationship with these kids. These kids liked him. I'll just tell you, the football team liked him. And it's not from – yeah, he went 11-11 over the last 2 years, but they made the playoffs this year. They beat the 18th seed. I think they were 16th seed in 4A. They beat the 18th seed, and they lost to the number 2 team in 4A, Snowflake, in the second round.
Right.
So he's making progress. So you can't tell us it's performance. You can't feed us that. So what is it?
And it's
I'm letting Dale answer for this.
It's December. It is an odd time, but it seems more and more, especially in Arizona, the high school coaches, they can be let go at any time.
Absolutely. They have 1-year contract.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing, guys. It's not like you're walking like the Ohio coach. They're going to fire him for cause so they don't have to pay him whatever couple $1 million that they owe him.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to do at Ole Miss, and they're trying to do that other places too. So.
Well, you always, here's Michigan was for cause, so they don't have to pay him his $5.5 million moving on. I mean, whether you think it's terrible that Ohio, I'm going to confuse these two, but even if you think it's terrible that Ohio's firing a guy for what he did, okay, he's separated from his wife, divorce papers have been filed because the Ohio claimed that he was doing extramarital affairs, and he's like, no, I'm in the middle of a divorce. We're not together anymore. Papers have been filed. So if that's true, okay, well, then he should be allowed to date people. Okay, first of all, stop dating 18, 19, 20-year-olds when you're in your 30s, please, for the love of God. Second of all, it wasn't somebody on his staff like Sharon Moore, supposedly, stuff to that effect, however you feel about that, but it was a student.
Right.
So I'll put it this way. Don't give the administration a reason to get rid of you for free if they want to get rid of you.
That it's fascinating because there's that. Was he dating her when he was still married? Was the separation in effect? Was the divorce, whatever? But head football coaches at universities dating students. I would say 99.99999% of the time doesn't end well.
No. Sharon Moore. She broke up with him. That's how he got caught. She broke up with him reportedly.
Yeah.
He got mad about it. She went to the university with proof. Fired. Boom. Fired.
Yeah.
The rumors were there for months. They just couldn't prove it because they kept denying it and stuff to that effect and things. Yeah, it doesn't end well.
No.
But so whether you're like, oh, that's a stupid reason to fire him, I'll argue this point to you. Okay, if you think it's a stupid reason the Ohio State got fired because of those things, okay. But he gave the administration an opportunity to get rid of him for cause. That also tells me they wanted to move on from him, and they just didn't want to pay him before. So what I'm saying is, if you're Florida State coach, right, if you're kind of on the hot seat, do everything by the letter of the law. Cross your T's, dot your I's, spell everything correctly. Don't give them an excuse to unload you for free.
Yeah.
Make them fire you and you get your contract paid out. That's what I'm arguing here.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know. There's an epidemic going on here with leadership positions and failures, man. We talked about this when the Pac-12 fell apart with Dr. Crow. And even now, Dr. Crow's, in my opinion, a giant failure. ASU, Ray Anderson and ASU was acquitted of those, retribution firing of the athletic guy. They were acquitted of that. But in that trial, it came out that Ray Anderson had to come out and say, yeah, I made a mistake by keeping the booster around and going on trips with them and stuff. I shouldn't have done that. That's horrendous. And then he goes, well, I didn't realize there was sexual assault. I just thought it was inappropriate touching. Which inappropriate touching of the coaches' wives is acceptable to Ray Anderson? And they're like, oh, we'll just move you to the law department and pay you $900,000 a year, 3 times the amount anybody else gets paid in the law department. Let's move you over there and keep you around and on our payroll. Because as a lawyer, you didn't know that illegal touching is wrong. Just a complete failure of leadership. I'm tired of it. We need to start holding these people accountable and getting our pitchforks out and everything when it goes that way. When it goes the way of this cowardness that we're seeing out there from administrators. High school, doesn't matter. High school, elementary school, it's an epidemic out there, man. Yeah. College, it's an epidemic. I don't understand why it's happening, Dale. It's driving me nuts, though. Driving me batty.
The world we live in, Stephen.
It shouldn't be this way. What happened to just doing the right thing? What happened to that? Now you get a little bit of power, and all of a sudden you're dating students and cheating on your wife and 3 kids and breaking into houses, fighting to kill everybody. I mean, what's going on right now?
Well, I think it's time to take a break. And then
I think Dale, you need to answer for society right now.
I don't. I'll show you the medical questionnaire that I had to fill out on Wednesday.
Yeah, yours had to be like, because when we go to the doctor, it's just like, you get headaches? No. I want to imagine what yours are.
I'm just talking about the personal information.
Oh.
And some of the questions that they ask.
Are you pregnant?
In California.
Oh. It's got to be way worse. Oh, I know what you're going at on that. So we've got, of course, NFL talk today, college football talk as well. Suns last night. Speaking of epidemic of problems, NBA games have become unwatchable. Absolutely unwatchable. I came to a conclusion last night.
Well, you were on Twitter last night screaming and yelling.
No, because the Seahawks game got boring for a little bit, and then they came back.
I stopped paying attention for a little bit in that game, and all of a sudden it's like it's 30-30.
I put a before it was 30-30. I put a tweet out. I was like, folks, this game ain't. If you turn this game off, it ain't over. Turn it back on, and then it became 30-30. And stuff like that as well. So all that's coming up, folks. Coming back. The main event. And we're back here. Main events, Friday edition before the weekend. And don't forget, we'll be back. We'll be here Monday, Tuesday. Lou's joining us on Tuesday next week. I'm going to confirm with Bruce Cooper, but as of this week, he said he was going to be on there. But I don't know if he realizes, retired. I don't think he realizes
every day's Christmas.
That's what I'm getting at. So I'll verify with him, but definitely Lou on Tuesday. and everything. Dale and I will be here Monday and Tuesday. Then we'll be off Wednesday, Thursday. And I'll let you know Monday here, but I'm leaning towards doing a show on Friday. It'll probably be just me because, this guy wants to play golf or something instead. But just because of the bowl games and the holiday NFL stuff out, they might come in and do a short show. I, of course, got to make sure I got a producer that's going to be around to do it as well. But then we'll be back that Monday and Tuesday of New Year's, and then we're off the rest of that week coming up here. McCollum on Business is today, Monday, Tuesday. Then that's off the rest of the year as well until we come back on that Monday. What is that? Monday the 5th, I think. Second is Friday, third, fourth, fifth. Yes.
So you're telling me that the reason that you're not going to do a show following for 2 weeks from this is because you're going to be enjoying beautiful downtown El Paso.
No. Well, I'll be in El Paso on the 31st. I can guarantee you that. I haven't put in for the tickets yet. I'm assuming there are going to be some tickets available.
Wow. You don't know. What happens if this is your boy's farewell?
I got to go see Kenny's last game. I'll be in El Paso on the 31st. That's all I'm going to do. And then, shing, after that. I don't know where we'll be after that. Not in El Paso on the
You're not going to drive up to Ann Arbor and see where Kenny's going to be living?
Go see Kenny's house in Ann Arbor. Not this time of year. It's too cold.
Yeah.
Where his sister's going to live next door.
Boy, oh boy, is that turning into something.
Yeah. Before we get into that, kind of a sad story happened yesterday. Those of you in the racing community, don't, if you follow me at the Pit Stop Talk, of course, and you saw this was a huge story yesterday. Greg Biffle, his private plane went down yesterday, and, everybody's focusing on Greg Biffle, and, it's actually just a terrible story. His wife, two young kids were on the plane as well. A couple other people, like a motorhome coach for Kenny Wallace for about 6 years was on there. Obviously, the pilots and everything. Plane went down, big fireball everywhere, and the NASCAR. Now, Greg Biffle, if you're new to NASCAR or don't follow it, it's a big name inside the industry. But you might know the name because when that hurricane went through North Carolina, and the government wasn't helping people out, he got in his helicopter, was landing, dropping off supplies to people, and just a big humanitarian, super nice guy, and things to that effect. So we just have to acknowledge the sports did lose a fantastic human being yesterday. And then if you want to go into his career a little bit, Dale, and I know all of this stuff out there, but he did something that nobody's really done in the NASCAR circuit, right? 1998, he was a NASCAR Truck Series Rookie of the Year. Then in 2000, he won the championship in the Truck Series. Then he moved up to what was then called the Busch Series back then. He won the Rookie of the Year in that, 2001. And then 2002, he won the championship the year after that. This is the special talent he was, of course, with Roush Racing, famously in the 16 Ford back in the day is what he ran at that time as well. He was in NASCAR, with Roush from 2003 to 2016, won 19 races. Very successful career. Kind of left it early, in his racing career and stuff to that effect. But he's one of only 3 drivers to have won a championship in both that Busch Series and the Truck Series. And he's 6 of only 36 drivers to win a race in each of NASCAR's 3 national series in terms of how he was in a driving style in his racing career. But just the nicest human being you've ever seen. 3M was a big sponsor of his for a long time there. And that's how I've met him in the past when I worked for Sherwin-Williams back then. It's funny watching all my Sherwin Facebook friends were posting videos when they got to meet him or talk to him. But I distinctly remember, Dale, first time I met Greg Biffle, and I've met him a few times. We weren't friends or anything. I wasn't in the media business back then. I've seen him around the racing world as I've covered that over the last, 5-6 years and things, but things like that. But the first time I met him, I was at a trade show. This is like this story, and I think about it all the time when I see Greg Biffle on TV or whatever. I run into him every once in a while on the racing circuit, and I instantly think of it. I'm like, should I bring it up to him? Whatever. Dale, you've got to go places and sign autographs and wait for people to walk up to you. And so, it's tedious, right? People, that's all it was. He was sitting at a table. People were walking up, talking to him. He's signing stuff for everybody, because 3M, obviously, tape is a big, vendor there for Sherwin-Williams and paint and stuff like that. And so he's just sitting there and he's just signing stuff. But I'm just watching him from a distance. And he's just, just signing stuff, and he doesn't look too happy. He just looks like he's bored. So I'm like, you know what? He's just standing there. I'm gonna go over and just talk to him. So I go over there, and I go, hey, how you doing, Mr. Briffle? And he goes, oh, you can call me Greg. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So then he like grabs a T-shirt and he signs it. And I was trying to find that T-shirt yesterday. I have a signed Greg Biffle T-shirt somewhere, and I don't know where it is. And now that I want it, before I didn't care, I probably gave it away or something. But so I'm sitting there, and he literally just looks bored signing this stuff. And I go, this gets kind of boring, doesn't it? And he literally he's like just looking down like this, and he goes, wait, what? He goes, no, oh no, absolutely not. He's like kept looking at his watch while I was watching him. He goes, oh, absolutely not. He goes, I'm so excited to be here. And he instantly goes into like sell mode. So then I walked away. And for like 15, 20 minutes after that, he's just all engaging with everybody again. And I was like, oh, look at that. I just made a little comment to him when he got bored there for a second. Was like looking for lunch or whatever. Now he's all engaging again and everything. And my only point on this story is every other time I saw him after that, he was in the moment, super nice guy, spent time with everybody. Like I saw videos from other people that have met with him and stuff where super engaging and just promoting the sport as a whole. And that's the type of guy he was. And you got the humanitarian stuff out there. I think I just caught him kind of in a bad moment, and he snapped out of it. But I think of it all the time because when you go to those types of things, they're usually on, right?
Yeah.
And I just caught him in a 5-minute latch there where he was like, I don't want to be here. And you could tell it was obvious.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting paid to do that, and you got to engage.
I don't even know if he was being paid. It's more of, you want us to be your sponsor. You're going to show up to this thing,
right.
And he's getting paid from that aspect and stuff. And it was just like the second I said it, because I've been in that situation with other people and they just continue to be surly little buttheads, and they don't care. But he seemed to like take it at heart, and I was kind of joking with him. I wasn't like being rude to him or not. I was just like, yeah, it gets kind of boring, huh? Because I was bored. I was bored being at the trade show. I get it. And he just snapped out of it and just became, who he is and stuff to that effect for him out there. But I mean, not just the racing community lost just a great guy and his family, and of course everybody on that plane. But just an absolutely gem of a human being by all accounts. And what we've seen and things to that effect, and not just an absolute tragedy, for that to happen.
Yeah.
And also, we have too many cameras in this world, Dale. I want to go back to a world where we just don't have cameras filming everything. That UPS plane crashed, a month or two ago, and we have the video of it hitting the ground and Fireball driving down the runway. There's video out there of this plane hitting the runway and Fireball as it goes down the runway at speed. We don't need to see that stuff, man. Like, there's just, you see shootouts in the street and people's heads getting blown off. And we don't need to see that stuff as a society. We need to go back to where there's no cameras or just things don't get published. I mean, we might need them for investigative purposes and stuff, but we don't need to be putting that out on the internet for kids to see and stuff.
Yeah, and while I agree with you, it's just, to me, it's exactly like instant replay in sports. Yeah, do we need it? I've never believed we do, but now that it's here,
can't put it back in.
You can't put the genie back in.
But there's a fine line. Like, I like what the NFL does with that guy in the sky that can call down and be like, hey, idiots.
But how long is it taking to get there?
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
And then you got things like last night in the Suns game. Holy hell. There's no flow to an NBA basketball game. Constant reviews when fouls aren't even called. And they have to go to that speaker and talk into it. Face of the ref in there. We're going to review flagrant foul here on number 16. Be back in 5 minutes. Then they disappear and they got the headphones on and it takes 20 minutes to figure it out. Then they come back and go, yes, there was definitely a flagrant foul, wind up and follow through. And so it has been reversed. And meanwhile, the players are like cool down, they're not sweating anymore. Fans are coming back from running up to get popcorn and going to the bathroom. It's just, there's a fine line with instant replay and stuff, but it's just, we don't need cameras displaying just bad moments everywhere out there. There's another one I saw recently where I was like, why are we watching this?
Right.
Like, why is this even public? It's like, what are we doing? So cameras, bad, Dale. Bad.
Well, you'll see. What gets me is, sometimes I'll go through Twitter and you'll see fights or whatever, and
Yeah.
somebody's sitting there filming it rather than helping somebody.
Exactly. I know. Oh, that's the scourge for me.
Yeah.
Now, it's one thing if you're working and like when I used to do racetrack stuff. Oh no, a fight would break out. I was in there filming. I wasn't breaking up anything, but that was my job too, to capture the moment. So I can laugh at it later and call them all wussies. But that's different. But then just being at the mall,
Right.
But yeah, I literally watched like 4 different angles of buildings around that airport. The plane hitting the ground and giant fireball skidding down the runway, and I'm just like, why does that need to be public?
What city did it happen in?
It's Statesville Airport, which is where like all the NASCAR teams have their private planes.
Really?
So when I got off the air yesterday at 10, I saw a plane crash at Statesville, and in my mind I went, that could be interesting to monitor.
Right.
And then I did McCollum on Business, and when I got done, that's when we were learning. Rumor was at that point that it was Greg Biffle's plane and stuff like that, and 6 people on board, and then you're like, all right, that's isn't going to turn out good. And stuff like that. But like I said, Greg Biffle's one thing, and I don't mean to sound coarse here, but dear God, man, his 2 kids were on that plane, his wife, and, other people, like I said, other people around NASCAR, the pilots. And this time of year, it's never good, but in this time of year, it's absolutely terrible. Yeah. And then to watch it happen. And I'm not a gory guy. I'll watch a gunfight all day long and watch people getting shot and.
Well, you pay money for games that do
I would,
that.
yeah, but that's all fake, dude. I got news for you. Call of Duty's fake. None of it's real.
It gets more realistic every year, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I don't have a problem with those videos. It's just you just don't need to be publishing them on the internet for the world to see it. It makes you immune to it, I guess I should say.
Numb
to it. And I don't know if that's good for the youngins out there that are just scrolling Twitter yesterday and see a plane crash knowing that was the death of 6 people.
Right.
In that moment when it hits the ground. I just don't like it out there. There's something else earlier that I was watching, and I was just like, why are we able to see this? It was gruesome, too. I don't remember what it was, but it was gruesome. Dale, it's college football time. I forgot to do the graphic here for the last 4 bowl games, but I'll tell you this. We did not do well over these last few days here. I made the thing the other day, and I flat out said, I can't root for a team from Delaware. They suck. Well, they won. They beat Louisville.
The Blue Hens.
Louisiana, yes. Then I was like, South Florida. I mean, they got better talent over there. ODU's a good team, but they're not going to be able to win that game. Old Dominion wins 24-10 in that game as well. A couple quarterbacks got rocked in that game, by the way.
So I know Lou does not bet college football, but because I pick all the favorites, so obviously the underdogs are doing pretty well.
And I don't know. This is it. And they were all 1.5 point spreads and things to that extent. Like Jacksonville State was a 1.5 favorite. They ended up covering over Troy. I picked Troy. You picked Jacksonville State, so we did lose that one. I lost that one, so I might have gone over because Arkansas State beat Missouri State too, and I don't remember who we picked in that one. I completely forgot to do that graphic and get it out there. But we did not do good here in the first part of these bowl games.
Well, we put as much effort into them as the schools did.
Well, that's a good way of putting it. Today at 9 a.m., we got Kennesaw State and Western Michigan coming up here. Western Michigan's 3.5 point favorites, Dale. You're going Western Michigan.
Yes,
I'm
I
willing
am.
to bet here on that stuff.
You're going Kennesaw State?
I'm going to go Kennesaw State on this 9 a.m. kickoff here.
Where's that game?
It's the Myrtle Beach Bowl there in Myrtle Beach. One of those Carolinas. Which one's Myrtle Beach in? South Carolina, right? Myrtle Beach is South Carolina,
yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I can look. Brooks Stadium, Conway, South Carolina. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll take Kennesaw State in this. Then we got Memphis, NC State after that. In this game, I'm shocked. NC State is 3.5 point favorites. I think Memphis is winning this game today. 12:30 p.m. kickoff from Tampa, Florida. So I'm going to go Memphis again. Dale might make a comeback here, folks, if I keep picking badly.
Well, I was what, 4 games behind you?
Yeah. You made at least one progress. Maybe 2.
Who's the favorite?
NC State. 3.5 point favorite.
Yeah, give me NC State. How can they go wrong?
Then you've got the big game tonight, 6 p.m. from Norman, Oklahoma tonight. I saw that for Ole Miss alone, that game being played at home is going to bring $71 million in economic benefit to Ole Miss there.
Really?
Oxford. Yeah. That's how much these games mean. And you're a top 4 team and you don't get a home game. Imagine what a top 4 team would come in terms of that money. Imagine the indoor plumbing you'll be able to improve there in Oxford with $71 million of economic impact, Dale. Throwing it out there, folks. But you got number 9 ranked Alabama, number 8 ranked Oklahoma tonight, 6 p.m. there from Norman, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is 1.5 point favorites in this game. Oklahoma, to me, their defense is stellar. Their offense is hit or miss. No clue what their offense is going to bring tonight. That's the key to the game tonight. And also for Alabama, this game is going to be won by what offense performs better than the other offense, and they both are shaky at times. I'm not on the Alabama bandwagon. I don't think they should be here, which does scare me a little bit. However, I do think DeBoer is distracted coming into this game.
Well, what I was going to say is that you might want to pay attention to this game because it might have some ramifications on your Sun Devils.
Alabama loses this game. DeBoer's going to be – the rumors of DeBoer to Michigan are going to be huge.
Yep.
At this game. And I think Oklahoma's going to win this game. I think Oklahoma's offense is going to do just enough to win this game tonight, and then they'll advance in the playoffs here over Alabama.
Well, I am going to go opposite of you because I do believe that. Obviously, both defenses are pretty good. Oklahoma's as good as there is in the country. But their offense has not done anything. Alabama's has at least done something.
Did they last week?
Yeah. I'm saying Oklahoma for the last half of the season.
Oh, no, their offense is terrible.
Alabama, at least you've seen something from them.
Yeah.
And just so that things can settle down in Tempe, give me Alabama.
Well, no, it's going to make it worse because that means DeBoer's not going to leave Alabama tomorrow. It's going to make it worse. It's going to keep it alive.
That's interesting because the last 2 days, all I've heard is Kenny's name is associated with Michigan, but not Alabama. So, like, if DeBoer went to Michigan,
because Alabama's not open yet.
But when they go through the thing, if DeBoer goes, I don't think that Kenny goes to Alabama.
Hopefully, Dr. Crow has his head out of his rear end and has this contract extension for Kenny figured out and signed by the time Alabama opens up.
Well, and you look at it, and it's just as much Kenny's contract as it is how involved are they going to be in the NIL.
I'll go a step farther here because I was talking to some people that claim they're in the know. I'll just put it that way. They're close to the program, that they're probably in the know. It's not about what Kenny's going to make. It's about his assistants, what he can do for them, but more importantly, how it's being funded.
Yeah.
The players, et cetera, are being funded. That's the negotiation side. And by the way, that's going to be the hardest fight with Dr. Crow. He's not a sports guy. Doesn't care about sports, regardless of what he says. He only cares. He'll spend cajillions of dollars on some academic building and stuff like that. And then the football program wants a couple million. He's like, yeah, no, we can't do that. It's the old way of doing it. We don't do that way. Athletics are garbage. We need to be smart here. So this is going to be a fascinating game tonight. So you got Alabama in this game, huh?
I do.
I don't understand how you are behind Alabama. I'm not going to be shocked if Alabama wins this. Their offenses look. Alabama's struggled in the last month. They've barely won their games, and then of course got blown out in the SEC championship game. I just wonder, and this is what I'm going to watch for this game. I just wonder how much Alabama getting blown out in the SEC championship game, struggling for a few. Like they shouldn't be here, and that's all they're hearing from everybody is they shouldn't be here. Do they come in with a certain chip on their shoulder a little bit, into this game to where they kind of wake up? That's kind of my question that I want to see answered tonight as well. Then we got Saturday. Let's just roll through this here. We got Saturday games, and then, of course, they don't play again until Monday. We'll do the Monday picks and everything then. But Number 10, Miami. Number 7, Texas A&M. If you guys saw the program yesterday in that first hour, I don't understand what college football is doing. They claim to be so smart and geniuses, and look at us go. We're so amazing. Look at us as college football playoffs and all that stuff. The game of Saturday is at 10 a.m. our time. That's Miami ranked 10th, Texas A&M 7th. Obviously from College Station, Texas here coming to this. Texas A&M is 3.5-point favorites. I like Miami a lot. They had a couple bad losses. I'm rooting for my boy Carson Beck, 100%. Texas A&M has faltered games, and they had a falter game a few weeks ago. That, I think Texas A&M gets it rolling again. I'm going to take Texas A&M in this game here at home against Miami here. 10 a.m., the game of the day at 10 a.m., folks.
Bacon and eggs and football. Steve?
Great. Thank God the NFL's on Saturday.
And Ireland's birthday.
Ireland's birthday.
Yeah.
15 years old.
I look at it as, boy, the Texas A&M that I grew up knowing, and have even recently they've had some good teams, but it seems like the bigger the situation, the more they struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am going to say, and I don't like Miami any more than anybody.
Do it for Michael.
But, and Jimmy.
And Jimmy. I forgot about Jimmy. Do it for Michael and Jimmy.
But I am going to take the Hurricanes.
Really? I do want to see the Hurricanes win this game. I really do. I've flocked to this Hurricane team. I've liked them with Cam Ward last year. They're not the pompous, arrogant. I mean, they're pompous and arrogant, but they're not the pompous, arrogant team they were, several years ago with Butch Jones and all the other coaches before him back in the day as well. Then you got, I'm just assuming here, we're both going to take Ole Miss in this game against Tulane.
I think we will, even with distractions and all that stuff. And
there's no distraction. The coaches are coaching in it.
Well, I'm sure also, I know how I would respond to the fact that, hey, my coach doesn't want to be here. I want to prove that he's not the most important thing here.
I want to play well in this game, so he'll take me to Florida. How about that?
You mean to...
Isn't Tulane going to Florida? Yeah, James Madison's going to UCLA. Tulane's going to Florida.
You're talking about the coaches.
The coaches. Yeah, sorry, the coaches. I mean, this is 17-point favorites for Mississippi Ole Miss going into this game. Then you got James Madison, Oregon at 5:30 p.m. Thank God for NFL football because these games are going to be awful. Oregon is 20.5-point favorites. Before you answer here, Braxton texted in here. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. Hit us up on X as well at TME Sports Show. Braxton says JMU will cover against Oregon. 20.5-point favorites in this game.
How bad does a game have to be that your top 12 teams, and I know that they're not the top 12 teams, but 12 teams in the playoff, there's two 20-point spreads.
No, this is absolutely college football drives me batty with their stupidity. They act all high and mighty and how smart and how great they are and everything. To me, it would be better. We talked about this before, kind of like the Open here, right? Have James Madison, have Tulane, have the group of 5 teams have their own playoff to where they can go win a championship on their own. They have zero chance in these games.
Mm-hmm.
So other than the money, it's a waste of time to be here. It's a waste of time for us to watch. And then you're selling us. These games are midday and prime time, folks. This would be one thing if it was like at 10 a.m., and they hit them early. They're doing them primetime games here. It's a disservice. And then you're giving 2 teams buys going into this. Like, it's a joke. It's stupidity. It's dumb. And I would encourage you to not even turn these games on.
But the 2 best games are on a Friday night, which is not typical college football night.
Yep.
And then Saturday early.
10 a.m. our time, yeah.
I would think that you'd have the Oklahoma game, the afternoon game, and then and then the Texas A&M Miami, the night game.
Doesn't that make sense? But no, we make too much sense, Dale. We're not as smart as the college football people out there.
Kind of like why the Arizona Cardinals don't ever get flexed into a Sunday night game or a national window.
Or a Saturday game, Saturday game that they're already in. Braxton does say JMU will cover against Oregon. He says 1.5 lunch bet. Yes. Because I already owe him 2. I'll take that bet, Braxton.
Well,
JMU will be blown out in this game. The only way it's a 20-point spread is just if Oregon stops scoring after the first quarter.
How long have you owed these bets?
Just the radio station days, so 3 years?
Well, you might just say double or nothing. I mean, you're not going to pay it anyway.
No, and it's funny how it's worked. I used to have to go to Tucson all the time. And then, we made these bets and everything, and then I leave the radio station and haven't been to Tucson since, I don't think. I went a couple times for some impromptu fun stuff, but I didn't have time to meet up with them or anything. Just like a Sunday drive down there and do what we had to do and then drive back and everything. It's just weird how that worked out. I'm not bugging him. He knows I'm going to make it down there. He knows I'm good for it.
Yeah, but if you haven't been down there one time in 3 years,
I haven't. It's amazing.
How are you going to pay him
works.
3 lunches?
Because when we made those bets, man, I was down there every couple months, just like, what just happened?
Things that Steve will do to get out of paying a bet.
I know. I just stopped going to Tucson. Stop having stuff happen in Tucson. I'll take that bet there because I don't think this is even close. I'm assuming we both have Oregon in this game.
Yeah.
Especially at Oregon. James Madison to Oregon. That's quite the trip, folks.
Well, I'm playing in Austin at that field, and that's
no
bueno.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun. But those are your weekend college football games, and when we come back, we keep it rolling. We got NFL stuff, of course, NBA stuff as well. I went back and, we're all wrong about Jonathan Gannon, folks. We got to stop calling him the statue. We got to stop calling him an unemotional asshat. Okay, I call him that. You guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that's ever came out of my mouth.
We go back to Cardinals flight pan back in 2023.
Oh.
Let's look at the emotion that Jonathan Gannon does when the team's around him. Hope you guys are feeling inspired today because inspiration is coming. If you can stay awake while it's happening. Come on back, folks. The main event. And the second hour of the main event is afoot. Right now, don't forget, you can text us, 623-252-6670. Hit us up on X as well, at TME Sports Show. Get involved in the show as well. And, Dale will be back here in just a second. But so hit us up here, like, subscribe, the free podcast system. Catch us on demand here at Robat TV, of course. And all of those fun things. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCullum, getting you through the show here as well. And you just got to look at this. FCS semifinals are going on this weekend as well. Number 2 ranked Montana State and number 3 ranked Montana are battling it out. Rivals in the state of Montana and everything. It's the 125th Brawl of the Wild is what they call this up there in Bozeman. It's in such high demand, the ticket prices for this game, FCS semifinals, are more expensive to get in than any of the college football playoff games as well. And of course, 17-year NFL veteran Dale Hellestray's back.
Boy, I can tell that you've really already extended that commercial break.
I had to come back early to remind everybody that the FCS semifinals, Montana State battling it out this weekend. Woo! Tickets are more expensive. They cost more to get in than any other playoff ticket out there.
Well, you know what? If you're from that area, that's got to be a huge game for you.
What else are you doing in Montana this time of year?
Go sit out there in that freezing cold. I wonder what it's going to be in Bozeman, Montana.
Yeah, check
tomorrow.
it out. I want to know this too.
Because that's
0 at kickoff, minus 20-degree wind chill at kickoff.
Let's see.
Yeah, this what I'm looking at now doesn't actually say. Saturday, 2 p.m. is when it's going to kick off. Montana, by the way, is favored by 5.5 in this. It's going to be on AMC, by the way, for those of you that do want to pay this as well. The cheapest ticket, by the way, cheapest ticket for an FCS champ. This is my argument about this college football. This is how bad the college football playoff committee has screwed this up, and the powers that be in college football have screwed this up. $675 is the cheapest ticket to get in to a Montana State-Montana game where it's freaking cold there in Bozeman, snow everywhere. You got to fight the bison running around and everything, the bears chasing you down, all of that stuff up there in Bozeman. $675 to get in. Yeah. $350 to get into the Miami at Texas A&M game. That's the most expensive of the college football playoff games to get in.
When do they play?
Saturday, 2 p.m. That might be Eastern, so it might be 11 o'clock.
Saturday, it's here's the weather forecast for Bozeman, Montana. Low of 22, high of 33.
That's not terrible.
Wind gusts up to 56 miles an hour.
That's the problem.
56 miles an hour?
In that cold wind, too? That's just ice. That's just cutting through your clothes, man.
Says wintry mix around 2 p.m. coming their way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing I'd rather do than pay money to go sit outside in Bozeman, Montana.
This is such a big game. $675 to get into this game, cheapest ticket. If you look ahead to next year, Montana State, the 126th battle of these two teams. The tickets already right now start at $876 for next year's battle between these two teams.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And we got James Madison playing Oregon.
That is crazy. Have fun.
So that's coming up here as well. I think that's going to be a fun game. North Dakota State got eliminated in the first round this year and everything. So NCAA volleyball is the championship games this weekend. Just to give you some other things to pay attention to. Dale likes to make fun of me for this. Out there as well. The championship. Kentucky is the number 1 seed. Faces off against number 3 Texas A&M there. First all SEC title game in volleyball NCAA tournament history.
Is there a sport that the SEC does not dominate? I mean, they're good in gymnastics.
Swimming.
They're good in baseball.
Oh, they're good in swimming.
Yeah, they're good in track and field. They're awesome in football. They're great in basketball.
Awesome in football. Settle down.
Fencing, badminton.
Softball.
Jeez Louise.
Infuriating. Are you going to watch the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight tonight?
Did not know that was happening.
Yeah, so Jake Paul, who's 6'1", by the way, he bulked up for this fight to 216 pounds on his weigh-in earlier this week. Let me see when. Thursday is when the weigh-in happened. 216 pounds he bulked up to. He was going to fight a 135-pound guy, Tank Davis, but he's got legal problems, so he had to bow out of that fight and everything. And Jake Paul normally fights at 195 pounds, so he's going up to 216. And the guy that's stepping in for Tank Davis is a guy named, he's a British guy named Anthony Joshua. Yeah. He fights in the 245-pound range. He does. And he's got an 82-inch reach, and he's a heavyweight champion at one time in his career.
Yeah, how long ago was that? 25 years
Doesn't
ago?
matter. 82-inch reach. These fights are fixed, by the way. Jake Paul has no chance to win this fight unless it's fixed. 82-inch reach. He's not going to get close to him.
Who did we pick? Western Michigan or Kennesaw State?
You picked Western Michigan. I picked Kennesaw State.
With 13 minutes 44 seconds left in the first quarter, it's 14-0 Western Michigan.
I'm sorry. I have Western Michigan, and you have Western Michigan. Yeah, that game just kicked off. Are you serious?
13-44.
Yeah, I know we both had Western Michigan.
No, you picked Kennesaw State.
No, I picked Kennesaw State to be down by 14 points with 2 minutes into the game. That's what I picked.
I'm coming back.
Holy crap. 10 minutes into this game. What in the world is
Not
happening?
even 2 minutes.
What is happening right now?
Who are they? The Arizona Cardinals?
I made a horrible mistake, obviously, early this morning. Let's get into your Suns here really quick, Dale, before we get and finish up with the NFL talk and everything. With the weekend ahead of us. Suns win last night by 1 point. Yes. Oh, my gosh. Were you not nervous when Goodwin missed the first shot? Like, instantly, like, ooh, tensed up a little bit. Like, oh, God, you just have to make one.
Boy, you want to make that first one.
Hey, well, because then you can miss the second one, and they have no shot to make a shot.
Right.
Because you make the second one, they can inbound it and throw it down the field, like down the court like they did. Look, here's my take. The Suns are what they are. We've talked about them a ton here, all of that stuff. The problem that you've got, and it's become obvious. It was. I paid attention to it in that Lakers game, and last night it was 1,000% obvious. Dillon Brooks has a target on his back from the officials. Period. End of story. He needs to tone it down a little bit because they are purposely targeting him and looking at him at this point. There is a directive from someplace saying, go after Dillon Brooks, stop that from happening, and it's out there. We've seen it before with other players in the NBA. You know, Draymond went through it for a while and stuff to that. Dillon Brooks has a target on his back from the officials. Period. End of story. And he needs to realize it, and he needs to tone it down.
Well, here's the thing along the same lines as with Draymond Green. Your reputation precedes you.
Yes.
And so, again, if there's something going on in the first, second, maybe even the third quarter, and you want to do your little antics, okay. But you can't do it in the fourth quarter down the stretch. You just can't.
But it's even worse. Did you see in the first? Did you watch the whole game? I don't know if you were able to.
I watched the whole game because I watched some football game.
Yeah, that's what I say. So in the first half, I have a problem with looking at flagrant fouls when you don't call a foul on the court. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of anybody doing in my life. If you don't call a foul on the court, how can you go back and look and see if it's a flagrant? So in the first half of this game, Dillon Brooks, no foul called, no whistle called, nothing. Plays going. And Steph Curry gets checked by, he bumps him. The refs don't call a foul, but they stop the play to go review it to see if it's a flagrant foul.
Mm-hmm.
No foul called on the court. They stopped an ongoing play to see if it's flagrant, but they didn't call a foul on it, on Dillon Brooks. Then, like you said, in the fourth quarter, don't take a swing at Steph Curry's midsection, right? Period, end of story. But the problem that I got with it is Steph Curry, they have no timeouts, they have no challenges, the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry acts like he got shot. Steph Curry acts like his stomach is hanging out of his, like it's Saving Private Ryan. He's just holding his intestines on the ground. He got hit so hard. And it allows the referees to get together and go, oh, maybe we should look at this. Even though nobody saw it on the court or nothing. They don't have a challenge. They don't have a way to challenge it. But Steph Curry riles around in so much pain that the refs decide to go look at it and call the flagrant foul. It's a joke of a system. It's ridiculous that it happens, and he's being targeted.
Do you believe you would do that if you were in the same situation?
Yeah, this is my argument here that I'm going to lead you towards. Stop rewarding these players for faking it, man.
Or stop putting yourself in that situation. It's like I immediately go back to Draymond Green stepping on or over or
Okay.
kicking in the playoff
But they
game.
called that in the moment. I just gave you 2 examples of referees not calling anything on the court, stopping play, and themselves going to review it for a flagrant because the Warriors reacted a certain way. And they were like, oh, maybe we should go look at this.
Well,
If you're not calling it as a foul on the court, don't go look at it as a flagrant because you obviously didn't deem it was a bad enough play to call the foul.
do you think if that was Colin Gillespie, they would have done that?
No.
Okay.
Dylan Brooks is being targeted, period, end of story.
But is he being targeted just out of
Yes.
out of a whim?
Yeah, the first half play, 1,000%
He's being
yes.
targeted because
Any other
that's
player,
him.
yeah. Any other player wasn't going to be done at that point. But my argument is, to your point, Dylan Brooks needs to recognize this
Yes,
and knock it
that's
out.
what I'm
saying. You
saying.
cannot chest bump somebody because they're going to pause the game and look at it as a flagrant foul. Why? Because NBA officials are garbage, terrible people.
Because
game.
he has a reputation for doing those things.
You don't go into games and target people.
Hey, I know this. I know in football, if your left tackle holds a lot, guess what?
They pay attention
Yes,
to your
they
left
do.
tackle and they throw flags even when there's not holding.
And if you're point guard or shooting guard, whatever is.
And I'll say this about Dylan Brooks. I mean, after the game, he's like, "Look, I gotta do some self-reflection and stop doing this."
Especially in the fourth quarter of close games.
But yes. Well, no, that's the argument because the last 2 has cost them. But like I said, when the first half one should have been in his mind going, "Oh, you guys are going to look at me this closely? All right."
And that didn't have as much of a bearing on the game as when you're talking last couple
Well,
months.
it gave him his first technical.
But let me tell you, here's what's so fascinating about that, because as I sit here and espouse so eloquently as I usually do, I've told
He's
you
a
the
poet
story.
and doesn't know it, folks.
I told you before the fact that I had a temper on the basketball court.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I didn't have it on the football field, but I had it on the basketball court.
That's because you could hit people on the football field.
And that probably had something to do with it. But I never thought I got a foul called on me. In all the years of basketball I played, I still don't think I ever fouled anybody. But I would turn around demonstratively away from the officials and mouth not nice things.
Yeah.
And usually, according to my dad, I would go towards our stands, and my mom would see me mouthing bad words.
Yeah.
And he tried to get me. He said, Dale, just one game. One game. Raise your hand when the foul is called on you.
Stop yakking.
Throw the ball back to the ref.
Yeah.
Don't be so demonstrative. Just play basketball. And finally, I said, okay, I'm going to try it tonight. It's the only game in my high school career I didn't score double digits. We lost. I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Keeping it all in.
Keeping it all in. And, he finds the Dale just be you.
There's like I said, there's a fine line. Be aggressive because that's his style and it works. But you also have to and it's just that extra thing. Like he didn't have to put his right hand out and hit Steph in the thing, so Steph acts like his
Don't
his
give
intestines are
Steph
on the
that
outside.
opportunity.
It's like at the end of the game when he stands up to LeBron. Is that a flagrant foul? That was the weakest flagrant foul you'll ever seen. That ref is a loser for calling that a technical or a flagrant foul and kicking him out. He just chest bumped him. That happens all day long in the NBA. But you have to realize that and play your aggressiveness and everything, but don't do that little small extra thing to put the pressure on them because they're going to stop a game for no reason and look into you, and you have to be aware of it from that side. But it's a disgusting thing to see refs, no fouls, and then still stopping the game. The game last night, and I'm going to give you a different perspective because people will sit here and like, oh, you're just a Suns fan. First of all, I'm not as big a Suns fan as you guys think I am. I watch them because of the local team. I root for them because of the local team. But I grew up a diehard Lakers fans, folks, from that area. I loved them to death, the Showtime Lakers. And I've waned on that. I'm not a diehard Lakers fan for a lot of reasons. Kobe sitting on the bench kind of upset me. I can't stand LeBron James. And I was telling Autumn this the other day. The worst part is I could see me becoming, when LeBron's off the Lakers, I could see me becoming a Lakers fan again just because of Luka. And I give Luka a lot of crap when he was in Dallas. But that's because he's super talented. I've never taken the talent away from Luka. Super talented, one of the best players in the NBA today. I just didn't like how fat he was.
Right.
How lackadaisical he was. Didn't give effort. That legitimately made me angry. He's not doing that in L.A. right now. Does he resort back to it? It's kind of the question. But these games are unwatchable, Dale. Unwatchable. And I'm going to talk about the referees here coming up in this Detroit game yesterday. I was watching some of this leading up to the Suns game and stuff yesterday. Just these referees are out of control. Robert does say at TME Sports Show, European soccer has been in the NBA for a while now. Pretty sure LeBron put the word out on Brooks.
I don't think anybody needs to put the word out on Brooks. I think the word's out on Brooks. And while you say that European soccer's in the NBA, it's now also infiltrating the NFL.
It's everywhere. Because you can manipulate referees.
Yeah.
How do you look at a flagrant foul when the team has no challenge, no timeouts? How do you then, the team goes, hey, there's a flagrant there, and you go, oh, you know what? We should go look at that. It should be like you don't have any challenges left. You can't challenge that. We move on.
Right.
Instead, the refs went, I got to go get my face on television now and look at this stupid mic. We're going to look at the challenge, Dylan Brooks, excessive contact on the play. And then they walk off and put those stupid headphones on and stand there and act like they're doing stuff. Then you have that third ref sitting there chewing gum.
Oh, so you're going down the Bakua Nuka path, huh?
Because they said he's chewing gum?
No, he says the officials make calls so they can get on TV.
Yeah, well, 100%. I believe that 1,000%, Dale. 1,000%. They literally tell their kid, hey, what's the game tonight? You're going to see me on there with my too tight NBA shirt that makes my arms look big, even though I'm 70. I can't keep up with these players.
Don't be jealous, Steve.
Steve, if I wore a shirt like that, my arms would look jacked too. The faking injuries, we're rewarding faking injuries. It's ridiculous. They called that one foul on Oso. He had the ball and didn't even do anything, and the guy flopped, and they called a foul on him. They had to go review that. The games are, and I put it out on Twitter last night, the games are unwatchable. There's no flow to NBA games anymore because they're stopping it all the time to look at things, right? Takes too long to replay these plays on top of it. There's no flow to the NBA game, especially later in the game and stuff like that. It's becoming an unwatchable product at this point. Their commissioner was correct. Just watch the highlights. It flows better in the highlights than it does actually watching an NBA game out there. So there was the Suns last night. They get the victory. They play again in a couple days. It's well. But Dylan Brooks has to realize he's being targeted.
Yes.
Period. End of story.
Yes.
He needs to stop chest bumping people. He needs to stop jawing as much for a while, for a little bit. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's a month and a half or whatever. He just needs to knock it off because they're going to find him out there. So yesterday, well, first of all, let's just replay this, man. Suns played the Lakers. What was that, Sunday night last week? And everything. Let's just go back and watch here. And Kobe, I'll tell you when to take it down because it's kind of a long clip. Let's just look at what LeBron did to the ref. When the referee was like, stop it, LeBron. LeBron, stop it. You're touching. Oh, LeBron, you're touching. Oh. Let's watch the ref's reaction here to LeBron last Sunday.
On a foul with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
And again, here we go. Brooks in the middle of it.
Here we go. Look at it. The ref. Look at the ref.
He's
LeBron, stop it.
I mean, he
LeBron,
is
stop
really
it, LeBron.
upset.
Stop it. Stop
pushing
touching me.
the
LeBron.
official.
Oh,
Get hold
LeBron.
of
You
him.
silly
JJ
cats.
was the one that finally comes
Touching
over.
me. Oh, and then 39 comes over and
that
goes,
is
stop
LeBron
touching him,
has
LeBron.
had enough.
Stop touching
That's
him.
what that looks like.
LeBron's like,
did
sorry,
not-
guys.
It was behind everybody.
Sorry, guys.
So we
He
didn't
threw a
see
ball in my
what
face.
precipitated it. Under review.
But this doesn't help our sport at all. Not at all.
Okay, you can take it down. Oh, look at the ref. Oh, look at the ref. Ah. I've always been a fan of if a referee is going to step into a disagreement happening, whether it be a football field, an NBA field, they can't get upset that they get touched. But that was egregious, right? And everything. I also am a big fan of, I'm not a big fan of referees that step into players when players are discussing it with them and a referee will walk towards him. That should be a no-no also. Dale, what are you laughing for?
Just you. I just wonder where you're going with
How
this.
bad are NBA referees, folks? Last night, Detroit. A call was made. Detroit player didn't like it. BS call. Go ahead and play this. Detroit ejection because he said ref contact. NBA refs here, folks, is what we're going to look at here. There's no sound to this one. It's just the audio, so I'll commentate here, Dale. So the player makes a play. Ref calls the foul on him. And do you need to know which one it is, Kobe? Sorry, guys. Let me make sure we got the right one here. Okay, so he walks over, number 9. Did you see that number 10 ref? And pay attention to number 10 ref. We'll replay it again here again. Go ahead and play it again here. So 9 walks over from the other side. You see that ref? That ref leans into him, Dale.
Ooh.
That ref leans into number 9 who's walking over to have a discussion.
No, number 9 is so dead wrong. If you want to yell at the ref, you stay 3 feet back
Keep playing
from
it, Kobe.
him.
Say it again.
Well, watch how the
You
player
can't.
leans into
No,
his
look
face.
at that. The ref moves his hip. The ref moves his hip.
No.
The ref moved his hip.
The player probably spit in his face, too.
Stop the. I swear to God, you will be off the show so fast if you defend NBA refs.
You get that close to me, you're gone, Steve.
They did get that
You're
close
gone.
all the time. But did you guys not see the LeBron clip we played a minute
that was just
ago?
a gentle grab your arm.
Yeah,
Hey.
LeBron, stop it. Stop it. And in that situation, the ref's like, let me hip check you. All right, now you're out of here.
Hey, at the end of the day, it's your job to know what your standing in the league is. It's your job.
You know,
The
that guy
Detroit
was just standing there, and the
you-
ref hip checked him.
You don't even know who number 9 is for Detroit.
I don't even care.
Right.
I don't even care. The ref walked into him. It gets worse. It gets more egregious. Cade, one of the best young players in the NBA, Dale. One of the best young players in the league. Did you guys just see number 10 just threw out number 9? How dare your fist, my hip hit your body when it was when I was salsa dancing across the court. So you're out of here, number 9. Cade Cunningham, one of the best young players in the league.
Young.
Here we go. Number 10. Pay attention to number 10 again. He's talking to 82. Right at halftime, by the way, is when this is. They're having a conversation. No problem there. Look at number 10. Walks over, walks in front of him, turns around, throws him out for touching the referee. Yes, you hear my pen hitting the table. Number 10 walked in front of Cade Cunningham, stops in front of him, and then throws him out. Number 10 wasn't even involved in that discussion. Why is number 10, that stupid referee, walking in front of Cade and then throwing him out? That referee should have had a wide berth. That he wasn't even involved in that discussion. Shouldn't even have been involved in that conversation at all. Should have done nothing about it. NBA refs are disgusting, Dale. Disgusting. And the NBA doesn't care. Oh, we don't care. Our league is good. Your league is unwatchable anymore, Commissioner. Don't agree with me. JB Birkenstaff, the coach of Detroit, has a lot to say about this as well, Dale. Here's JB after the game. It's kind of long, but he breaks it down in perfectly good form. And he's not wrong here. He's going to get fined because the NBA is a bunch of cowards and they won't hold their referees to standards.
But by the way, the referee's name is, he was the crew chief, John Goble.
Yeah.
He's just protecting everybody.
He's protecting himself to get on camera. We didn't come to see you, number 10. Nobody, I don't even want, his name is Stupid McStupid Stuff, as far as I'm concerned. Here's JB Bickerstaff after the game yesterday talking about the way the refs officiated this game. Specifically you, number 10.
Especially like what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, well, first of all, let's address that. Okay, let's address that. So a referee makes a comment to me about night by night, this is how our interactions are. So that says to me that the referee is coming into the game not being objective. Okay, you look at the play, that same referee, right, at halftime, I get my technical foul. I don't say anything to him. I go to grab Cade to get Cade off the floor. He gives me a technical foul. That's my job, to get my player away from the referee, get us back to halftime so we can have the conversations that we need to have. So the same referee who comes into the game who's not objective, right, and then he goes out and makes those calls. Those same referee, if you take a look at the play where he ejects AT, he steps towards AT, right? That's where the minimal contact happens, where he steps towards him and initiates it, right? So to me, and I want to make this clear, this game is not about the referees, right? This was a highly contested game by two really competitive teams with guys who laid it out on the line. But the object, it needs to be addressed with what happened out there on the floor tonight. Okay, you had one guy who wanted to make the game about the referees, when that's not what this should have been. This was two teams competing their tails off, playing high-level basketball. But anybody who comes into the game and says night by night, he clearly has an unobjective point of view. And again, we don't care about how people referee us. We're going to play physical. We walk that line. But all we're asking for is fairness. And if you come into the game with something already on your mind, then you're obviously going to have an impact on the way you referee the game. So, our guys deserve better than that. They've earned the respect around this league. But again, it's something that needs to be addressed. I hope, they take a look at it. But again, you give a guy a technical foul for going to get his player off the floor and tell him night by night, clearly to me, there's something that's going on that needs to be addressed by the league.
I'd pay your fine, but you live in Detroit. I can't get it to you.
Man, you don't pay your bets to people who live in Arizona.
What are you talking about? That was perfectly said. A referee went into that game last night and said, I'm going to make this about me. And he's not going to be punished. The NBA doesn't care. The NBA is just going to have him talk to a reporter last night, and 2-minute report's going to ignore it all and everything. We have two examples of referees in two separate games. That's just last night with those two games. The NBA has a watchability problem. The NBA has a officials problem out there, and it's unwatchable garbage because of your officiating. Nobody bought a ticket last night to watch number 10 in the officials in his way too tight shirt referee that game last night. Nobody cared about him. Nobody cared about him. Because you like guys in tight shirts. That's a story for another day. That's another time we'll talk about that. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It makes it unwatchable. That was a good game in Detroit last night, and the refs made it about themselves. Number 10 did. It's absolute garbage. It's trash. Fix it. Fix the problem. Robert says at TME Sports Show, Big Steve will have to verify, but does Joe from Classic Collision Queen Creek also officiate NBA games? He tried to, but he was too short. Short man disease.
Those the opinions expressed on that side of the room.
Go ahead. I'd love to go to Discovery with you, Joe, on disparaging remarks. Because boy, would I love to do that with you. Let's do it. Let's have that tango dance. No, in all seriousness, NBA's got a problem, man. It's just unwatchable, man. I'm just sitting there last night, just constant breaks. Remember when the complaint used to be, last 30 seconds, take 20 minutes, all the timeouts. Now you add the timeouts, and then on top of the timeouts, you add all the reviews and the ref talking in that stupid little microphone. They always move it before. So stupid. They lean over to get stare in the camera.
They want to get their face on camera.
They're gonna be like Joe Hornacek back in the day. Was his name Joe Hornacek? Jeff Hornacek. When remember he used to go to the free throw line and he'd wipe his face because that was a signal to his kids to go to bed or something. I don't know. But it was a signal to his kids, that he's thinking about him before he shoot a free throw. That's what refs are gonna start doing now. They're gonna lean over and they're gonna do a little. And then it's going to be a signal to their family that they're about to blow a call. Be proud of me, guys. I'm about to embarrass myself on national television, kids. Pay attention to me. Come on back, folks. The main event.
Go Cardinals.
I'll talk NFL next, folks. And we're back here. Main event. Get into some football. Don't forget, like, subscribe, our podcast system. Even if you catch us live here or on demand here at Robat TV, it just helps us get out there into the world of people that like similar things. Same thing with the YouTube page as well. As soon as we're done here, the YouTube page will have this show, McCollum on Business today. It's going to be around noon today is when we're going to do that show. We got some things happening around the office. I'm going to delay the show. It'll be around noon there for the business show and get that up there as well. And don't forget the Real Matrix here, Robat TV as well as free channel. Woo-wee, episode 12 is up right now. Came up on Wednesday.
Really?
We are going to do an episode next week. We'll decide on the New Year's one. But we will put an episode up live Wednesday at noon on Christmas Eve, so you can learn about the government and open-mindedness on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve, what?
Waiting for
timing.
Santa to show up there as well, so it'll be fun to deal with. And of course, NFL talk. Did anybody watch this Thursday night football game last night and go, "Oh my God, Jonathan Gannon has exactly what we need to compete with these two teams"? Anybody watch that game last night?
Oh, I think that the Cardinals are maybe one player or two players away, don't you? Like maybe Josh Allen and Justin Jefferson? Or?
I'll say this: the Rams have a problem. The Rams had a comeback. The Panthers came back against them a couple weeks ago and beat them, and now Seattle had a big comeback to beat them as well. The Rams have a fourth quarter hang on to big leads issue out there, which by the way the Cardinals had earlier in this year too. Except one's won 11 games and one has not.
I wondered if you touched on this because I didn't even realize this. The release of Justin Jones.
Yeah, I talked about it. Yeah. They released remember they released their linebacker draft pick from last year as well earlier a few weeks ago, and now Justin Jones 3-year, $30 million deal.
I didn't realize that he signed that big of a deal.
$19 million he's guaranteed.
And I don't think I've ever heard his name called.
Well, he's played 3 games. He's been injured.
So I don't think I've ever heard his name called.
Yeah, because he's played 3 games. Well, what a shocker. Other than Josh Sweat, have you heard of any of the defensive linemen's names be called?
Wow.
It just goes. You have zero faith. That's why I say wrap up all your draft picks, send them to Cincinnati, get Joe Burrow here.
I mean, look at the names.
No faith in you whatsoever that you're going to sign a big name free agent that's going to work out.
A year ago in the spring, not this past spring, a year ago, Jonah Williams, DJ Dallas, Bilal Nichols, Sean Murphy Bunting, and
out for the season, injured,
and obviously you're talking about Jones too. It's like, what?
Yeah, and Jonah was a big miss last year with the injuries. This year, not healthy and not playing well. Yeah, no, you have zero faith in this team. Start trading everybody and making moves because maybe you'll have success there. It's bleak here in Arizona land, no doubt about it. So, Cardinals, Falcons this weekend. I'd like to think the Cardinals have a chance to win this game, Dale. I just don't see it, man. One team's still playing hard. One team has a good running game with Bijan coming back home. One team is quit, not playing well. They're making business decisions out there. Where Jonathan Gannon, I talked about it yesterday, Dale. Jonathan Gannon earlier this week, I had the clip ready to play yesterday, and I did right before the show. I'm like, I'm done with this garbage. So I didn't play it. I just talked about it. Jonathan Gannon saying the rules are the reason the Cardinals are bad at tackling. So they can't practice tackling anymore. But yet there's 31 other teams, 15 other teams out there at least that are good, that are still good at tackling. Did anybody see a tackling problem last night between the Rams and the Seahawks? Do they play under different rules, Dale, or do they play under the same rules the Cardinals play under?
Or do winning teams get more padded practices? Or
is there something that we don't miss here? Because why did we watch a well-coached, well-played game last night, and then we watched the Cardinals not just miss tackles, but not even try to tackle people?
And you're going to this mess.
No, because I can't. So according to you, if you want to go Cardinals Falcons this weekend, I'm gonna oversell you on this right now.
Is it almost
tickets.
as much as Montana State?
No, it's way less. So I've had the tickets for sale for $100 each ticket, folks. These tickets are more than that for like a month now. Just like somebody will take them for Christmas or something, right? No, 2 of them sold. I have 2 left.
Somebody will tell you for Christmas, like coal and a stocking.
And I looked up, and I was like, I'm just going to look up what the average ticket, because if you go into SeatGeek, they'll tell you what the average ticket price being sold is for your area. Yeah, it's down to $83. And I'm like, at that price, you might as well just eat the tickets or go yourself. I'm not selling them for that cheap. Go F yourself, Bidwell. How about that?
Principal. Your automobile up there. Go Cardinals.
So stupid. Sell them for $50. They take their 10% off the top, and I'll make like 30. I know that's terrible math. Somebody calling on that. But my point is did anybody watch that game last night? 2 division teams, 2 11-win teams, and did anybody go, oh man, the Cardinals are just on the outside of playing that well? No, they're not even close to that level last night, folks, right? And then somebody posted this, and I saw it, and I didn't think anything of it. And then for some reason last night, I'm watching that game, and I go, I got to find that clip from the Cardinals flight plan on YouTube. Because it just struck me. We call him the statue. He's unemotional. The system. Can't make any changes. On Tuesday, we played the clip where he said, we don't make changes just because of injuries. No, it's exactly what you should do. Because the second string guy isn't as good as the first string guy. Like Dale, I don't study the Niners like I do everybody else. I watch their games. I pay them. I don't go practice to practice with them like I do the Cardinals. Do you think when Fred Warner went down on the Niners that they just kept the same system in there for whoever's playing behind him?
I think they probably simplified it a little bit.
Yeah, because the guy's not Fred Warner. Because if he was Fred Warner, he would have been playing. Right. When Bosa went down in that Cardinals game, do they think they went, hey, back up. We're going to do the exact same things that Joey Bosa does.
No, you're going to make some adjustments.
Well, not the Cardinals. We're just system. We're just going to keep going ahead. Yeah, we're on our 12th string running back now, but that's okay. We're gonna keep running it like James Conner's in there, and we'll be good. We'll be good to go. It's infuriating. It's just infuriating out there as well. Let's go back to 2023. How many years ago was 2023, Dale?
That's 2 years ago.
That would be his first season here with the Cardinals, with the flight plan.
Okay.
Let's check in here. And Cardinals put this out. They have that flight plan on YouTube and all that stuff. Cardinals put this out. Now, I've accused Jonathan Gannon of not being supportive of his team, in meetings. And I hear people say all the time that cover the team, oh, he's emotional in that locker room. And I'm like, I don't think he is. I don't think he is, folks. Tell me how inspired you are of this. Let's go back to 2023 training camp. But Jonathan Gannon has a team meeting. Dale, how inspired? Are you ready to play football again after watching this? Folks, are you ready for your dose of Friday inspiration? Let's go to Jonathan Gannon back in 2023.
Welcome back. Who drove over here? Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus? Did you have fire in your gut? Did you? We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted, okay? We're here for a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast. Be who you are. Just understand, I'm looking for killers.
There we go.
Man, I'm about to run through this wall over here. Somebody needs to double check this wall over here because I'm about to run through it like the Kool-Aid man. That was inspiration right there. Oh, I'm fired up, Dale. First of all, we don't take buses. We don't
like that?
We don't take buses here in Arizona, Coach.
Team bus.
Yeah,
not talking about.
Could you imagine Buda Baker's getting off the city bus?
Not getting the city bus. I'm sure they sent some over from the team hotel.
Yeah, Buda Baker's all. I took the 3 line over to Tempe for the deal.
Then I had to walk 2 blocks. That's where the bus stop was.
We were so excited Jonathan Gannon was here that we completely missed the obvious thing. He's an unemotional asshat.
Wow.
How uninspiring was that? Even that one player, Connor's all drinking water. Buda's just sitting there. Woo, did that look like there was fires in that gut there? My favorite part is the beginning there. He's like, you may take the bus. He's all scratching his head. Raise your hand.
Wow.
Dale.
Wow.
That guy walked into your locker. You've had a lot of coaches in your day in the NFL. Is that inspiring to you? Is that going to get you going, ready for the season, ready for a game? If you have that conversation.
Well, I've seen more emotional talks
I like how you're so diplomatic.
on the opening of training camp.
Oh my God! What's the Giants one? Mike Kafka, who's the interim coach there with the Giants, had an F-bomb laden speech in training camp this year, and people are going to it going, "What's wrong with this guy swearing this much?" He had more passion in his pinky than what you just saw right there. I want effing killers here. Well, gosh, coach, you got one sitting right here. Yeehaw, let's do it.
Wow. You'll do anything to make him look bad, won't you?
How am I making him look bad? That is literally his opening training camp speech. Welcome back. Did you drive over here?
Who took the bus?
Raise your hand if you drove over here. Did you take the bus?
Well, fire in your gut, Steve.
Did you have a fire in your gut? I don't know, Coach. Are you alive?
Wow.
Do you have a fire? Do you have a soul? Do you have emotions? Are you excited to be here, Coach? Blink twice if you're excited to be here, Coach Gannon. That's what somebody should have yelled from the back. Are you excited to be here? All I'm saying is you have movies out there and the historical things of, Newt Rockney,
yeah,
for the Gipper.
But those are historical coaches.
You got all of that stuff, and then you got Jonathan. Did you guys take the bus?
Wow. So you're telling me
who
that you
drove
don't
here?
think there's going to be a movie made of the 2025 Arizona Cardinals?
None of the 3 seasons of Jonathan Gannon. Could you imagine? And the coach gives his inspirational speech so they can win their 4th game against the Atlanta Falcons this Sunday. And then they're going to cut to it, and he's going to be like, okay, guys, pancakes at noon. You guys sleep in. Pancakes at 10. Then we're gonna do some study film. They might be delayed a little bit because Pensing's card's a little small today, and it's got to fold it. It's laminated so he doesn't spill his food on it, and we don't want to get it wet because he's gonna be sweating all game trying to figure out what bad play call to call here today. So we'll be good to go, guys.
And just think you'll be there firsthand to cheer him on.
It's just funny how I saw that, and like literally hours later, I'm just sitting there watching that game last night, and I'm like, "Oh dear God, I got to go back and find that." The statue, everybody, the statue.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that probably is as disheartening as anything. If you're a Cardinal fan, is the fact that your division, you're not even in the same ballpark.
If you watch that game if you watch 5 minutes of that game, even when Sam Darnold was sucking in the 4th quarter and they were down, 30-14?
Yeah.
I think it was. Even if you watched that, even if you saw the lateral play and it being called a 2-point conversion and you question that, because I think that is garbage. I think they got the call right, but I think it's garbage how long it took them to get that call right and everything. No matter what you watch, with Sam Darnold struggling in that game but coming back, Rams playing the way they're doing, at no point in that game did you go, oh, yeah, Cardinals are going to be back next year. Cardinals are going to be right there with these guys next year. The only way the Cardinals are going to be anywhere close to those 2 teams next year is if those 2 teams fold. Stan Kroenke just decides we're not playing this year and takes his ball and goes home. There's no other way they're going to be close to it. But even then, I would question that the 0-0 Rams on the season might still be better than the Cardinals with what you just watched.
Wow. 12, 11, and 10 victories for the other 3 teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they look dominant. And we could do the comparison. So we compare them to the Niners a lot with the Niners injuries and stuff to that effect. Easy comparison because they just kept winning through their injuries. Cardinals, not, obviously. But then you go to Houston. Houston's 9-5-0 on the season. We got to throw the tie in there because we have a tie in there. Houston's 9-5. They started the season god-awful, folks. There was talk that their head coach might not survive this year. There was talk of their stud Stroud not getting a contract extension that he's eligible for this year because he was playing so bad going into that game. And they've turned it around, and they're 9-5 now. It can be done. And this nonsense of injuries, we can't practice tackling, and that's our problem. There's just nothing but constant excuses from these guys. Constant excuses. And I know it's a different sport, but JB Bickerstaff has a legitimate complaint about the stupid officials in the NBA that are terrible. He has a legitimate complaint against them. And even in his talk, look, we're not blaming the officials. We'll play however we want. We just need it fair. Even he came off while complaining about the officials, not acting like he's complaining about the officials. But we gotta go, oh man, we just can't practice. We can't simulate games. We don't have enough practice time to practice tackling. Well, I watched the game last night. They have the exact same time practice. They got all of that stuff. Boy,
And remember,
I saw a lot of big tackles yesterday.
Well, and remember, last night's game was the Thursday game.
Short practice, short week is what you're trying to say there?
Yeah.
And division on the line, all that stuff. Your team's making business decisions, Jonathan Gannon. And coaches are doing it now too. Defensive line coach leaves in December.
To go to college?
You go to a college, same, not even a promotion. He's not even going to go be
a defensive coordinator?
Yeah, nothing. He's not even going to be a linebacker coach. He's going in the same position. Your team's quitting on you, Tiger. Let's get to some good stuff here.
Yeah, what do you got, Steve? What do you got?
The statue strikes again. The statue strikes from 2023. Packers-Bears on Saturday, Dale, here. This is for the division. Winner of this game will lead this division coming up here. The big question is, Bears are what they are. Bears get turnovers. That's how they win. If Bears don't get turnovers, I think they struggle a little bit going into this. This is playoff atmosphere for the Bears. I do worry a little bit about this, the first time for a lot of these players. I know Ben Johnson's been there with the Lions, but first time as a head coach going to this game. And then you got the Packers without. Their defense is going to take a step or two, maybe 3 steps back without Micah Parsons there. Packers offense wants to run the ball against the Bears' crappy run defense and not do the turnovers and things like this. Is this a game where the Packers defense steps up and has one of those, what we call the injury game, where they step up and play extremely well to beat the Bears? Or do the Packers really struggle without Micah Parsons in there on that defensive side going into this game? I'm going to take the Bears in this game, Dale, on Saturday afternoon. Bears to win this game over the Packers and keep that division title in hand for them.
40 degrees in the middle of the day.
Yep. Just going to be cold, not a lot of wind is what
Wind will make you feel colder, not a whole lot of wind, though. Not 56-mile-an-hour gusts like Montana. The thing I'm looking at, it's so hard because I think both these teams are above average.
Mm-hmm.
Match up pretty well. So hard when you're kind of evenly matched to beat a team twice in 1 year, much less twice in 3 weeks.
Yes.
But gosh, I think that might.
That defense went from one of the best defenses in the league to maybe top 10 without Micah Parsons.
You know what? I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears.
Bears also in this one. I'm not going to be shocked if the Packers win. I just think the Bears will.
I wouldn't bet
step
on
up
it. It's one. The point spread's 1.5.
I already put money on it. You wouldn't? Oh. Uh-oh.
Because that's why I have money in my account.
Hey, I went from $100 to $160 last week with my bets. Last time I checked, like a $30 profit. Math, folks. Bucks at Panthers earlier this season. If I would have said we're gonna be picking a Buccaneers and Panthers game in December 19th, Dale, you would have called me silly at that point. This is the division on the line. 7-7, both of these teams are. Panthers have a lot of confidence. They're playing well from that perspective with that confidence. Tampa Bay's lost, 6 of 8. Their coach, last time we saw him on Thursday Night Football, had a freak out after that game. Another last-minute comeback win for the other team against the Buccaneers. I'm worried about the Buccaneers' mindset. They're in that spiral that the Cardinals are in right now, where they don't know how to get out of it. And the coaching staff doesn't know how to get out of it. They need something to happen to get them out of it. Can they do it against the Panthers this weekend and get out of this against a really confident team with the same record that could win this division?
Well, if you look at their last 6 games, loss,
The Buccaneers.
the Buccaneers. Win against those heartful Arizona Cardinals,
Good thing you get the Cardinals on your schedule.
20-17, and then loss, Saints, Falcons the last 2 weeks.
And those are bad teams that they lost to in
It's
their
a-
division, no less.
It's in Carolina.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna go with what I think probably would be deemed an upset because I think Tampa's 3-point favorites.
Yeah.
Go and give me Carolina.
I got Carolina in this one also, and this is where it's going to get interesting. I do believe I've been reading a lot of Tampa Bay stuff behind the scenes. I think Todd Bowles, even though he didn't attack the players directly, I think there's a coaching issue there where there might be some tuning him out, right, to get out of this situation and stuff. If Tampa Bay doesn't win this game, I might even advocate Todd Bowles coming to Arizona and being the head coach next year. To be honest with you, I like him as a head coach. I do think he's in serious trouble if they do not win this game. But I think they're going to struggle in this game as well. They'll be in the game, but I think the Panthers are going to pull this out at the end as well. Chargers, Cowboys. Cowboys have 1% to make it into the playoffs, Dale. 1% after that loss last week. Chargers, on the other hand, rocking and rolling quietly. The Chargers are rocking and rolling with all their injuries out there. They are 9-4 on the season, if I do remember properly, or 10-4. Excuse me, I shorted them one. They're trying to chase the Broncos. I don't know if they're going to catch them, but they have 0 chance if they don't do it here. I do have the Chargers. Okay, Cowboys can score a lot of points. The Chargers do not. Can the Chargers keep this close against the Cowboys with a 1% chance to make the playoffs? I say Cowboys aren't going to play well in this game. I'm going to go Chargers in this one.
How on earth is Dallas 1.5-point favorites?
I don't get it either.
I mean, I know they're at home.
And the over under's gone up like 4 points since the opening line. We went over that with Lou yesterday. If this is a Cowboys shootout, Cowboys are going to win this game and win it big.
Right.
If the Chargers can keep it close, that's what I'm banking on. Because Chargers still have a lot to play for. Cowboys, look, 1% chance you're done.
No, you're not. I was looking to see when their
might as well be
game was
0.
because if Philadelphia wins, then they're ousted. And I'm looking
Yes.
when Philadelphia plays.
They play at 3 p.m. on Saturday. They're the early game on Saturday,
Oh.
so they'll know. They'll know.
Oh.
They'll know if they're eliminated. or not.
Oh.
Yeah, Eagles play Commanders. That's the early.
Then
game
I'm not
on Saturday.
picking until after Philadelphia.
Eh.
No, Philadelphia's going to beat Washington. I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah, I think there'll be some. We won't call it quit. We'll call it let down in Dallas is what we'll call it there. Falcons Cardinals this weekend, folks. Cardinals have a fighting chance in this game. The Falcons aren't good. Here's the things against the Cardinals themselves: offensive play calling in the red zone, down 10-0 before the offense even gets on the field. Right, down 14-0 before they get on the field. Falcons have an outstanding running game, and they have a veteran quarterback that can win games and get out there. Kirk Cousins can also suck in this game. If you can get the Falcons to where Kirk Cousins has to throw the football, you have a legitimate chance to win this game. On the other hand, the Falcons are still playing hard for Raheem Morris here. Cardinals are not playing hard for Jonathan Gannon. They're not tackling. This defense is shell of itself these last couple of games. I'm going to go Falcons win this game, and the snide continues here for the Cardinals.
Boy, the Cardinals. You got the Falcons coming in. They're 5-9.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the road, and they're 3-point favorites.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
It's
But
disgusting.
I think it also it shows you the situation and what people think about the Cardinals.
That line has moved since yesterday
Okay.
on top of it. So people are putting money on the Falcons, folks.
Wow. I don't see any way Arizona comes out of this. More and more injuries, more and more guys going down. I don't see much passion from anybody except for maybe McBride.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah, well, he catches
Drop
gets
the
a lot
ball.
of. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so go ahead and give me the Falcons in this
All right,
one.
Jags at Broncos this weekend. Broncos need to win, and just in case the Chargers do win in this game, Broncos need to keep winning. They can get the number 1 seed if they keep winning out there. Jaguars are ahead in that division. I picked the Jaguars. I have a long-standing bet right now. Jaguars win that division, but they don't have the Colts nipping at their heels anymore, Dale. They do, because the Colts are, have 8 wins, I think. But the Texans are a bigger threat to catch the Jaguars in this division. You never would have thought that 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago,
Right.
when that was going. Do the Broncos have a letdown now that they've clinched their playoff spot? They're fighting for that number 1 seed. What do the Jags do going to Cole? The thing that worries me about this, and I'm going to go Broncos, is strictly because warm weather teams to Denver, high altitude, freezing cold weather compared to Jacksonville. I do think that's the difference in this game. It's going to be a tough game for Jacksonville here. I do think the Broncos win it.
We were watching some of the games last week. I forget where I was, but they showed the game in Jacksonville, people in the pool.
Yeah.
And then they go, show game in Chicago.
Yeah. That was that snow game,
Yeah.
right?
Quite a contrast. I will tell you this, the colder the weather gets, the less the altitude bothers you.
Well, because the air is thicker, right?
But the cold then bothers you if you're a warm weather team. So
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Denver fan. I think that they find a way to win this thing ugly just because of the conditions around Denver.
Yeah, and I think the Texans make this a division to watch here. I was pretty confident when Phillip Rivers went in on the Colts that I was winning that bet. I am no longer confident I'm winning that Jacksonville wins that division bet with the Texans doing what they're doing there as well. 3 more games here. Steelers at Lions. I said this with Lou yesterday. Steelers get boat raced in this game. It's not even going to be close. Lions are winning this game big. In my opinion, the physicality alone is going to set the Lions apart. Then the Steelers' defense isn't that good. They're still without T.J. Watt. And the Lions are just going to hand the ball off to their 2 stud running backs in this game at home. They're in Detroit. Steelers are just not going to be able to keep up with them. I think the Lions need a win bad in that division to stay playoff eligible because if they lose another one here, depending on what Packers-Bears do, even for that wild card, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I think Lions win this game. I think Lions win this game easily against the Steelers.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, I think that they've had a pretty good season. Aaron Rodgers is playing pretty good, but they don't have the firepower to stay with Detroit.
Steelers are what they've been the last several years. Good enough to make the playoffs and get eliminated in the first round. That's what the Steelers are, right?
Yep, so give me the Lions.
Perfect. You going to Holmberg for that game?
No.
Only the big ones?
Only the primetime ones.
Patriots-Ravens this weekend. Ravens need a victory to get in charge of this division again because they've lost a couple here. I have zero faith in the Ravens offense, period. I have zero faith in their defense, period. I think this team is a team that is going backwards quickly, but they need a win to catch up with Pittsburgh depending on what they do out there. Patriots are kind of fighting Denver for that number 1 seed. The Patriots' bigger problem, though, is the Bills are right behind them. Bills have 10 wins, Patriots with 11. This is that loss last week to the Bills was devastating for the Patriots. They can't have another misstep just to win that division, I think. So I'm going to go Patriots going into Baltimore and winning this game.
Yeah, I think New England, they every week they're kind of like Denver every week. It's like, boy, how do they win? How do they win that game? How do they win that game?
And the last week it was, how did they lose that game?
They're double-digit victories already. I think Baltimore's struggling. So give me the Patriots.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I put my Baltimore stuff up for the year, and I just want to see John Harbaugh move on. I just want to see them make a change.
You want to see everybody move on.
49ers at Colts, Monday Night Football. Old Man Rivers. Here's my question on this game. The Niners need a win to keep pace with the Seahawks, and they can get second place in this division as well, with the Rams lost last night. 49ers have that going for them. We know how well the 49ers play as division rivals, etc. My question on this game is simple. Phillip Rivers played all right last week in his first game back, off of 4 days of practice, etc., etc. He knows the playbook. That's not the problem. I thought he'd throw beautiful footballs. It's just his timing was off. I felt like he was slow. The game was slower. Another week of practice, one game under his belt. Dale, is this the game that Philip Rivers shows what he was before? You've said all along he's got one game like that in him. It wasn't last week.
No, I kind of
Is it this week?
I kind of thought it might be last week. I think San Francisco's just too good for Indianapolis. I think I'm going to have to go with the 49ers. They're 5.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
It is in Indy.
Yeah.
So the weather will be decent because again, you look
Indoors.
at Indianapolis last week, and they played at Seattle.
Yeah.
And
They were in that game, though.
Yes, they were in the game the whole way. But I think the 49ers find a way.
That's what tears me up on this is I could see Philip Rivers looking like Philip Rivers of 2018, 2019 in this game. Just hitting guys right and left, handing the ball off, and doing stuff with a week of conditioning. Look, he went in chubby. There's no other way to say it. He went in with the Steve McCollum body style, which, by the way, there's a reason I don't sell this body style.
It's not in demand.
It's not in demand for NFL quarterbacks. They do not. They do not want that. I agree with you. I think the Niners win this because I think the Niners, they have a big game coming up. Their final game of the season is against the Seattle Seahawks. I think I want to see the Niners win this game. I want to see basically a three-way kind of a tie between the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers to end this season. Because Seahawks and 49ers will play each other, and then the Rams will play the Cardinals in this game as well for the final game of the season. I want to see that type of fun in the NFC West because we've had to sit through the Cardinals play all year. And I want to see at least three teams look dominant coming up here. So I'm going to go Niners in this one, even though it'll be interesting to see if Old Man Rivers can put something together and shock the Niners there on Monday Night Football coming up. So, Dale, what are your plans for the weekend?
What are my plans for the weekend? A little golf tomorrow. Supposed to be nice again. A little golf. Then I know I'll.
It's going to be in the 80s all weekend.
I probably miss that. The best game of the day.
Yeah, you're golfing in the morning.
Yeah.
You just you got.
I'll tape it.
You got a fun after. Well, yeah, get home and then you got the fun night game.
Yeah, Tulane, JMU.
No, I'm talking about the NFL.
Oh,
I'm just imploring you guys, don't turn on the two games in the afternoon on Saturday. I know our ratings aren't going to matter. I know people are going to be into it. Just watch the NFL games. Give the ratings to the NFL. Don't support this garbage by college football. That's all I'm going to say. Unless they're close, then you can turn them on. Not going to be close. So golf and all that, and then Sunday, just hanging out?
yeah. I'm waiting for an invite to the Cardinal game.
Well, I got to take it. You're in. You're in. What time am I picking you up?
You could not pay me. You'd have to pay me $150.
Well, here's the problem: is I can't get paid either to not go. I can't even get paid to not go. If you want 2 Cardinals Falcons tickets, club level, hit me up.
They're good
Hit me up.
seats.
They are. Hit me up. It would be fun to see Bijan though back home again.
Yeah, that's the only thing you're going for. I saw him play in high school. That's enough for me.
Folks, we'll be back on Monday, Tuesday next week as we'll do the show McCollum on Business today. Like I said, noonish today. We have some things going on. And then Monday, Tuesday will be normal schedule, main event. Then McCollum on Business Monday, Tuesday. Then McCollum on Business will be off the rest of the year. And then, of course, Monday, Tuesday, the beginning of the week there before. I take off to go to El Paso, Dale. Watch your Arizona State. I want to see Cam Dreyer live. I'm going to go.
Enjoy Kenny's last game.
I was at Cam Dryer's first college game. That'll be the talking.
Is Kenny still the coach?
Yes. Now, it depends on Alabama tonight. Depends on Alabama tonight.
All right.
See you, everybody. See you. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Happy birthday, Ireland.